Hello, hello. So Cohen has pleaded guilty to lying to Congress about the Trump Tower Moscow promise negotiations, whatever it was. And Trump, rather than denying it, is saying that he's not denying that there were negotiations for him to build a Trump Tower Moscow throughout the campaign for him to become president. But he's saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just business. There is something wrong with that because it means he would have been beholden to foreign companies. And he's saying, oh, it was a well-known deal. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was extremely well hidden. But you can definitely tell that there's some panic going on. And Trump just canceled his personal meeting with Putin in Argentina that he was going to happen on Saturday. This is getting wall-to-wall news coverage. I've not seen a commercial on the news since this hit, and it makes me think, is this finally the big deal? Is this what's really going to stick? Because Cohen's not pulling a Manafort. He's not. He didn't have a defense agreement with Manafort's people and Trump's people in the first place. So he has very much flipped, and he has reason to go along with to kind of let that flipping stick, to stick the landing on his flip, because of all of the recordings they have. All those, remember those lovely recordings of Cohen recording Trump talking about the payments to Stormy Daniels? Don't know why someone thought Trump wouldn't lie. Stormy Daniels. Oh, all right. So let's see the implications of this. How is this really going to hit Cohen and the Trump Tower Moscow, specifically Trump Tower Moscow? Those negotiations, these revelations, how is this going to play out? Because it's also a big deal, because Cohen has had to plead guilty. And for the first time in Trump's presidency, lying to Congress has some teeth. You're going to get your hand seriously hurt. Slapped. More than slapped. Might be facing jail time. Alright, so let's see what the cards have to say. This whole Trump Tower Moscow thing, how is that going to play out? Well, this is definitely what it's about. It feels like all kinds of threads of energy coming in and out of this globe, where it's part of a big Trump playing all kinds of angles and information, and what Putin wanted and what Trump wanted, and people trying to facilitate that, and all the different people working for them, and it feels very, very complicated. Okay, so in the past, that every time this card comes up, almost every time this card comes up, it's traditionally the card of burden, but whenever I do these readings on the Trump-Russia mess, this comes up as many, 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 many court cases. That's what it feels like. Like some poor clerk having to walk in with these huge, heavy stacks of paper. It still feels that way. I assumed, maybe this would be something different, but no, this must relate to this. It relates not only to what Cohen's just done, but it also feels like it relates to what Manafort has going on, which is massive, absolutely massive. The more I read on this, the more I have read on this, the feeling of what Mueller has, it's growing so much. But it's still, even when I say that, I get this really strong ping, this strong feeling that he's near the end. He's near the end of his part of it. That's what I'm getting. This has to do with Trump's getting Trump into the White House. And that's exactly how it came into my head. Not Trump's victory, but getting Trump into the White House. Below the reading. This is quick out of the blue, Trump feeling like he's been stabbed in the back. He probably reacted as well as he did this morning, one, because he may have had some knowledge of what was going on, but also right now he might just be blindsided and talking out of his rear end, which would not be unusual, as we know. So I would, who raise your hands, who wants to be on that 10-hour plane ride with Trump today, flying down to Argentina for that big G20 meeting? Anyone want to be cooped up with Trump for 20 hours in a plane? Above the reading, deep emotions. And also, this feels like the U.S. The U.S., we celebrate the 4th of July in the U.S. as our Day of Independence. And what that means is that our country is Cancer. Different countries are different signs. England is Capricorn, which is where you get the very much hierarchical structure. You get the stuffy aristocrats. That's an earth sign. Japan is Virgo, where you get the meticulous craftsmanship. And so different countries are different. They have different sun signs, they have their own charts. But the United States is Cancer, which is known as the big mom of the zodiac. And that's what that feels like. That this is our country and what Americans are feeling. That was a long walk to get to an explanation of those two cards. Near future. Let's look at some of the other cards first. See if I can get a clearer picture with that. Oh, you beauty. Oh, hello. We need to give him a name. He needs a name. I mean, obviously Bob is taken because we have Silent Bob, but I don't know. But we need to give him a name so we can say, hi, you're here, welcome. This feels like somebody turning down a plea deal. That's what this feels like. And then Justice, or, I don't know, Trevor, Jeffrey, I don't know, Justice, coming along saying, oh, okay, you don't want the plea deal? Fine, all right. And these columns landing on that person's head. Home environment, Trump's corruption, and it's all coming back. It's all the tendrils of rot and disgusting, mucusy gunk just coming back. As you sow, S-O-W, sow seeds, so shall you reap, and it's all coming back. Hopes and fears. We're hoping this won't be just one more thing that Trump gets away with. And this is also the fear on the Trump side of things, that people will focus on all of these negative things and not the maybe couple of things we did that you might like, kind of pay attention over here, but people are like, no, we're not paying attention to that. Quite often, this card also comes up in my readings. This black cloak comes up as referring to Supreme Court Justice robes. And that can be them looking at this mess. Trump has tried to pack the court, but see how that goes. What other people see. Well, that's not Melania. This is Veshelnitskaya, I believe her name is pronounced, the Russian lawyer who was in the Trump Tower meeting. Because this feels like we've seen this for a long time. We've seen this all along, or nearly all along. We've seen this for a long time. So this is the card of what other people see, but this is not new. And that's not going away. That's definitely not going away. Final outcome. After Billy Joe Justice comes up, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good name. Magician, the Emperor, lawyers, Trump playing Emperor. Oh, this becomes Shakespearean levels of legal drama. America, it actually feels, the way the cards are sitting, this is America backing justice. Americans backing justice. Lawyers trying to get between justice and Trump, or as Trump sees himself. And the investigators coming around and saying, no, actually, we have the receipts. We have the information, all of your corrupt dealings, all your Deutsche Bank stuff, all of the communications to and from Russia. I mean, let's not forget, one thing that always gets lost is, do you remember Kushner wanted to create a direct back channel to Russia through the Russian embassy in Washington, D.C.? I mean, let that sink in for a minute. That's one of the little gems that's been lost along the way. Yeah, this is the rubber hitting the judicial road. And since this is happening right now, this is coming out about Trump Tower, the Trump Tower deal coming out right now, just as Mueller stuff is about to start coming out. That's why it's going to stick. It's not going to just go under the rug, because it's more important. It feels like it's more important that Cohen is getting in trouble for lying than this specific deal. But then later on in the court cases against Trump, this is a major part of the financial connections to Russia. Major part of the financial connections to Russia. Yeah. Financial connections to Russia, and the force of the government saying this is what happened and that's the end of it, and they get the last word. Because I don't know about you, but I really don't want Putin deciding who the president is of the United States. Putin's got his coming eventually as well. But I don't read on Putin, because his energy is, I just touching the edges of it. I've yet to feel anyone worse, and I don't want to go in there. All right, so is it a good day in America? Did you ever watch The Late Show with Craig Ferguson, where he became a naturalized, he's from Scotland, but he became a naturalized citizen. But it was nice because he started his show every night with, his monologue every night with, "It's a great day for America." Out of everything here, I'd say the strongest card, it's actually strongest cards. It's America, justice. And it's not the would-be emperor. All right, it's a great day for America. And we have many more great days ahead. We'll see what happens. But thank you for watching.